Let's bring you back to the capital. The minority in parliament is demanding the immediate dissolution of the government's technical team on COVID-19. According to the opposition MPs, the surge in cases associated with high mortality rate is as a result of the poor handling of the virus by the technical team, according to them. That's not all. The NDC caucus in parliament also alleges that the formation of the technical committee was purely based on partisan lines, and they are insisting that they must be blamed for the rise in cases across the country. The minority spokesperson on health, Minta Akando, believes the recomposition of the technical team would be the first step in decisively dealing with the rise of COVID-19 cases here in Ghana.
The political nature of the team, that is why I think that that team must be dissolved. But it is basically, our session is based on competence, because if they had looked beyond their political spectacles, I think that they could have identified more competent people to handle this particular issue. And you all bear with me, there's nothing we are saying today on COVID that we haven't said before. All of you here will bear with us. But it is because of the political spectacles they are putting on, that is why we are where we are at the moment. At some point in time, even when we are saying that cases were rising, some of them, come out to say that we were lying. You understand? So I think that they are incompetent, and therefore it must be dissolved to get more competent hands to handle the situation. And then the issue about lockdown. Well, if we put the necessary measures in place, I don't think that at this point in time we should be calling for a total lockdown. You understand? But if we are talking the walk all the time and we are not walking the talk, okay? For example, government gives directives to schools to be reopened, and then you get to the schools, especially on the first days, there's absolutely no PPEs at any of the government schools. You are virtually spreading the virus, because it takes a second to be infected with the virus. You know, as I speak to you now, if you go to most of the constituencies, some of the basic schools are without a thermometer. Thermometers are not distributed as part of the PPEs.
Let's head to Parliament now. My colleague, Kwesi Parker-Wilson, is joining me with more. Hello, Parker.
Hello, Gifty.
Parker, so we know that a number of things have happened in Parliament, but the concerns that Minta Akando is raising, has it been, has it had any responses yet?
Not yet. In fact, Parliament just started about 5 minutes ago, and we haven't been able to get the majority actually to get a reaction on that. But I personally approached a few of them who told me that they are yet to listen or verify the claims being made by Minta Akando, and that when they get any better responses, they'll let me know. So for now, the majority is yet to officially respond on the matter. But just a while ago, the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, also made some calls this evening. In fact, he is asking for the immediate withdrawal of armed military men detailed to protect security to some government appointees. Well, he actually cited examples where some armed military men were captured on, viral video and also photographs holding bags of some government appointees. He believes that that is not the role of the military, and that if the police are not resourced or perhaps are weak, for that reason, they have decided to detail the armed military men, then government should, as a matter of urgency, quickly resource the Ghana Police Service so that they carry out their mandate effectively. He also touched briefly on the armed robbery cases that is going on in the country. According to him, since 2017, the Ghana Police Service has failed to provide the statistics, the crime rate statistics in the country, and that they are asking the police service to quickly make that public so that it will guide the movement of some other citizens.
Parker, you've also
so these are some of the calls
Sorry, I lost you there briefly. But you've also been talking to Sam George, who's an Ingo Pampram's a member of Parliament, about COVID-19. He has some concerns about the vaccine or the vaccination plan.
The minority leader, Haruna Iddrisu.
Hello, Parker. Yes. I see that you hear me now. I was asking you about your conversation with Ningo Pampram's Member of Parliament, Sam George. He has a concern. He's actually calling on government to roll out a comprehensively outline our vaccine rollout plan. Why?
Right. Well, so his concern is that he's already picked up information from, his sources within the corridors of power that persons with underlying condition and also the aged will not be given the vaccine, which for him is a cause of worry because elsewhere or in other countries where they are practicing the vaccine or probably giving the vaccine to their residents or citizens, persons with underlying health conditions and also the aged are the ones who are really benefiting from the vaccine before they come to the youth or the youngsters and probably the children. And he doesn't understand why here in Ghana, government is saying that persons with underlying health condition and also the aged will not receive the vaccine. So he wants government to detail the rollout plan for the vaccine. When is he arriving? Which persons or which category are we looking at? Are we going to give to the aged? If not, what are the reasons? Those with underlying health condition, if you're not giving them, what is the reason? So these are some of the things that it was explained. It was very brief. It was very brief in saying that, but then the point he was making was that government should quickly let us understand why they have decided to go on that tangent, because he thinks that that is not the way to go, because we need to protect the aged and those with underlying health condition, and that is why he made that call.
Well, Parker, what else is happening in Parliament? Bring us up to speed and then we can call it a wrap.
Well, so Parliament is, as I mentioned, they will be sitting for long today because of tomorrow's event. The appointment committee will be vetting the ministerial nominees. They'll make just a few statements. So we are hoping that in just about 30 minutes to an hour, Parliament would rise they'll go home. Tomorrow they'll return to vet the ministers. But then the minority leader, Haruna Iddrisu, says that, well, tomorrow they are going to make sure that they do what is right for the people of this country. They'll make sure they vet the ministerial nominees who are coming in. But one interesting thing is that, there's already a schedule for the ministerial nominees. And tomorrow, the health minister nominee and also the national security the minister designate will appear before the vetting committee. We do understand that because of the rise in COVID cases and also cases in some schools that have been recorded, some positive cases, they want to reschedule some of the nominees and rather make sure that they vet the education minister designate so that they can quickly go and then check on the COVID situation, because they need a substantive minister for that sector to look at the issues within the schools and, of course, the rising cases among some of the schools. So these are some of the information we've picked up. And, of course, tomorrow we'll be following the vetting. But the MPs are saying that they are ready. In fact, the chairman of the appointment committee says he is ready and that we should have confidence in them that they're going to do a good job for the people of this country. But then they are insisting that they don't want any candidate to appear before them with their supporters because of the COVID situation. Not one, not two. Earlier, they had advertised that they were asking for about 5 people, but as it stands at the moment, they are only going to ask that the nominee should appear before the committee and not the supporters as well.
I'm sure that they're mentioning this because you've usually seen people coming for vetting and they essentially come with an entire entourage. Parker, thank you very much. Kwesi Parker Wilson is my colleague. He is in Parliament for us today, joining us via Zoom there, bringing us up to speed on everything that's happening there. Well, very soon the vetting will begin. But members of Parliament, especially those on the minority side, have concerns about COVID-19, which they've been raising. And some of them have been talking about vaccines, and talking about that, we know that even though South Africa received its bit of first tranche, if you like, of the COVID vaccines, it doesn't seem to be working, and so they've had to put that on hold. We're going to take a break. When I return, we go live to South Africa, find out what the situation is, what can we learn from the South African experience. Do stay with us.